Hello friends, welcome to Beyond the Fine Print, the show where we help you navigate into the tricky world of financial planning. I'm Dave, your host, and today we're diving into a topic that affects us all, health insurance. Specifically, we'll be tackling the fine print of the cancer drug list and its impact on integrated shield plans. As someone who's seen the financial toll of cancer firsthand, this topic is near and dear to my heart. But don't worry, we'll make it so easy to understand that even a 9-year-old could follow along. And speaking of which, let me introduce my co-host, the one and only Latte.
Hey there, my awesome friends. It's me, Latte, your favorite co-host. You might be wondering where my name comes from. But let's just say Dave's imaginations need a little more work. But don't worry, we are here to make finance fun and simple to understand.
Latte's name is a stroke of genius. It's a blend of the coffee culture, latte, just like how we blend financial knowledge with a tiny bit of entertainment. So grab your favorite drink and let's get into how the cancer drug list can affect your health insurance plan. Now let's dive into the first key impact of the CDL on integrated shield plans, the changes in cancer treatment coverage. Before the changes, integrated shield plans, or IPs for short, provided as charge coverage for outpatient cancer treatments subject to annual limits and co-payments. But with the new CDL classification framework, coverage is now based on the CDL limits, which could potentially impact the out-of-pocket cost for IP policy holders. The CDL is like a menu of options for cancer drugs and treatments that are eligible for MediShield Life coverage. The Ministry of Health updates the list regularly to include new and effective treatments that are cost-effective. Now, if you're wondering, why does this matter, Dave? Well, it's because only treatments under CDL are covered under MediShield Life. That means if you need a treatment that is not on the CDL, you may have to pay for it out of your own pocket. So it's important to understand these changes and make informed decisions when it comes to your healthcare coverage.
Think of it like a buffet where you can choose from a variety of dishes. The government wants to make sure that the dishes on the menu are affordable and effective, so they regularly update the CDL to include the best options. But just like a buffet, if you want something that's not on the menu, you may have to pay extra for it. So it's important to check out the changes to the coverage limits before and after CDL changes. For example, before changes, MediShield Life coverage for all cancer drugs, treatments, and services was $3,000 per month. Now, it ranges from $200 to $9,600 per month for cancer drug treatments on the CDL, with an additional $1,200 per year for cancer drug services.
Thanks, Latte. And if you want to learn more about these changes, including the numbers behind them, head over to davete.sg and check out our blog article. We've also included links to MOH and the Straits Times articles in the description. This CDL is no joke, It's like my favorite latte, but now they use healthier sugar and milk. We can still satisfy our cravings without feeling guilty.
Your favorite latte, huh? I've been waiting so long for you to say that, Dave. You're my best friend too.
Latte. The cafe. I meant the coffee with milk. And besides, of course, I'm your best friend. You don't have other friends yet. But when we get enough likes and subscribes, maybe we can afford to hire more co-hosts. You know what to do, guys. If not for me, at least like this video for Latte. Listen up, friends. This is important. Under the revised terms, the IPs will not provide as-charge basis coverage for outpatient cancer treatment anymore. Got that? Will not. That means if you are used to unlimited coverage for different types of outpatient cancer treatments, you'll have to adjust to the new reality. The coverage will now be based on the CDL sublimits.
It's like having to stick to a budget when shopping for your favorite toy. You can't just grab everything you want without considering the cost. But hey, it's not all bad news. The CDL framework helps to keep costs under control. And we will talk more about this later.
I couldn't have said it better myself, even though I was the one who wrote the script. Now let's move on to the third key impact of the CDL changes on IP policy holders. The third key impact is the effect on treatment options. CDL implementation may influence doctors' choices for cancer treatment options. They now need to consider CDL listed drugs along with other factors like the patient's budget and insurance coverage. Now, these additional considerations could potentially constrain doctors' choices. They may feel that this could affect the patient's recovery, especially if they feel a certain drug is more effective for the patient, but it's not on the CDL.
And it is uncertain whether the CDL can keep up with the advancements in medical technology. For example, there's an AI platform suggesting drug cocktails for relapsed lymphoma patients that is set for a clinical trial. This could potentially offer more tailored treatment options in the future.
That's a great point, Latte. Well, the future of healthcare is certainly full of possibilities. Let's discuss a real-life example that highlights the potential impact of the CDL on individuals' access to non-CDL drugs that are effective for their condition. Now, let's talk about Mr. Chung, who was diagnosed with brain cancer and turned to a private specialist, Dr. Chan. Dr. Chan prescribed an off-label drug approved for drug cancer, but not brain cancer, because the drugs meant for brain cancer were not effective. Although his insurer covered the off-label drug under his IP previously, he will soon be affected by the CDL limits.
Wow, that's really expensive. Mr. Chang's medicine costs 20,000 per month, which is a lot more money than he makes. This could be a big problem for other people who need special cancer drugs that aren't on the CDL list. But don't worry guys, we're here to help you understand what you can do to make sure you're covered in case you do want to be better covered for special cancer drugs. Just keep watching our video and we'll explain everything you need to know. And if you want to read more about Mr. Chang's story and how the CDL changes could affect you or other people, we have put a link in the description for you to check out. Okay, let's talk about the fourth key impact on the CDL changes. It's all about making sure that you have enough coverage for cancer treatments. Especially if you have integrated shield plan or IP, the CDL helps to keep healthcare costs under control by focusing on proven and cost-effective treatments. But we need to understand that it may not cover all the treatments you need, and this could create gaps in your coverage.
The CDL has changed how cancer treatment is covered under IPs. Before the CDL, there were no limits on outpatient cancer treatments. Now, coverage for IPs is limited to CDL drugs and cancer drug services. There are sublimits. Non-CDL drugs and drug services are not covered. If you prefer to see private specialists instead of government ones, you need to be careful. The new claim limits of IPs and attached riders may not be enough to cover your treatment, especially if you see a private specialist. The reason number one is that IPs only cover treatments on the MediShield Life CDL and set limits for each cancer drug treatment. Now, attached riders, they may offer additional coverage for both the CDL and non-CDL drugs, but there may still be gaps depending on various factors such as the severity of the cancer, the doctor's advice, the types of drugs prescribed, and the duration of treatment. There are other reasons why you may not have enough coverage, like, for example, if different multiple drugs are used to treat one type of cancer, or if the drug is off-label. But it could also be the case where there may be no coverage gap at all. If you're happy with the changes, you've read through the terms, you've only seek treatment within the CDL framework, then everything should be fine.
To sum it all up, the CDL wants to help you get affordable healthcare without sacrificing effective treatments. But you still need to be smart and check with a financial consultant before making any decisions. That way, you can pick the right healthcare plan for you and your family based on your own needs and money situation.
Wow, this CDL sure is a big deal, Latte. It's important for IP policy holders to stay informed and make the right decisions when it comes to cancer treatment coverage.
Yes, Dave, that's right. We encourage everyone to evaluate their options, understand potential coverage gaps, and seek the advice of a financial consultant they trust.
Absolutely. We all want to protect ourselves and our loved ones from the financial burden of cancer treatment, especially with healthcare costs expected to grow by 9.8% in 2023.
And don't forget, Dave, to watch out for those common misconceptions that can lead to misinformed decisions. Words can be tricky, Like how shook can sound like sugar. So don't think someone is asking you for candy when they say they're feeling shook.
So, what exactly does feeling shook mean? Do you mean feeling shook?
Shook is a term that we, the younger generation, uses to describe the feeling of being shocked or surprised. But I'm not shook that you didn't know that.
I'm shooketh that you said that. My friends, if you want to stay informed about navigating the tricky world of financial planning, don't forget to subscribe and look out for the next episode of Beyond the Fine Print.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more helpful content. And if you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. Stay shook, care.